It was the night of the grand finale. The stadium was alive with glittering lights, cheering fans, and the roar of the orchestra tuning up. But behind the scenes, something felt off. Elena, a singer representing her country, stepped onto the stage. That her song was ready, rehearsed 1,000 times. But the moment she opened her mouth, the music changed. Warped, the melody slowed, and the lyrics twisted into whispers she had never written. She glanced at the orchestra. The musicians' faces were pale, drained of all color, their smiles stiff and wrong. Their eyes black, sunken voids that swallowed the light. Staring straight through her, the bows of the violins rose and fell in flawless unison, but not with the melody she recognized. Their movements were sharp, mechanical, as if some invisible conductor was pulling their strings. The crowd roared with applause, and a wave of sound crashed through the arena. Her stomach twisted. She could barely breathe, and then she saw it. Something was crawling across the stage. At first, she thought it was the lights, but no, shadows. Dozens of them, seeping across the floor like spilled ink. They pulsed, moving to a rhythm only they could hear. Her microphone shook in her hand. The music swelled unnatural. It drowned her voice. The song wasn't hers anymore. Above, the giant screens flickered. Her face was still there, but behind her image, shapes rise, too many limbs, too many mouths, the feed cut. For one instant, the audience filled the screens. Thousands of faces, but not cheering, not clapping. Every mouth stretched wide, screaming, silent, endless, their eyes black pits, just like the orchestra. Then the screen snapped back, the cheers roared, louder than ever. The crowd swayed, grinning, chanting her name. But Elena knew what she saw. The shadows had reached her feet. Elena tried to step back, but the stage had grown endless. No exits. Every corner stretched farther than it should. The walls seemed alive, breathing in rhythm with the music. The orchestra's instruments levitated, strings stretched, and bowed themselves, drums thumped. Without hands, the brass shined unnaturally under the greenish lights. The lights dim, greenish, unnatural. Shadows stretched along the walls, crawling, reaching for her. Whispers floated in the air. Layered beneath the music, she could feel them brushing her skin. It wasn't her voice. It was theirs. Dozens of voices. Layered, distorted, chanting a language she didn't know, yet somehow understood. It twisted around her mind, bending her thoughts, tugging at her memory. The shadow in the crowd stood up. It wasn't human. Hundreds of faces, screaming, crying, laughing, all frozen in one horrifying expression. The faces merged and shifted, reaching toward her. The closer it came, the heavier the air became. Her heart hammered. Her breaths came in shallow, frantic gasps. The music pulsed through her chest, through her bones. It was pulling her. In rhythm, every note a tether, every chord a chain. She tried to fight it, to resist, but her body no longer obeyed. She tried to run, her legs wouldn't move, and the stage rippled beneath her feet, that twisting, swallowing, growing. Every step she took felt like sinking into quicksand. Her microphone shook, her hands shaky. She opened her mouth, tried to scream. Nothing came out. Her lips moved, her eyes pleaded, but the sound was gone, trapped inside her chest. The lights flickered. The screens above showed her face, but it was wrong, wider, harsher, eyes black as voids. Her reflection smiled, without her consent. It mouthed words she couldn't hear but understood perfectly, a warning, a promise. The shadow advanced her, merging with the music, with the orchestra, with her voice. It coiled around her, pulling her toward the center of the stage. The floor trembled, the walls throbbed with the rhythm of hundreds of invisible drums. She felt herself stretching, pulling apart, fading. Cold emptiness seeped into her bones. Her vision blurred. The screaming faces of the crowd swirled around her, and then nothing. The last thing she saw was the crowd's endless mouths, the frozen laughter, hundreds of faces all watching her vanish, and then silence. Only her dress remained on stage, swaying lightly to the last distorted notes. A song that should never have been sung. The microphone lay on the floor, humming faintly. The instruments floated gently back to their stands. The shadows receded, for now. By morning, the stadium was empty. The screens displayed static, but if anyone looked closely, her reflection could be seen in the background, singing forever, part of the music, forever part of the shadows. Even now, if you listen closely, you can hear her voice layered beneath the crowd calling your name. And sometimes, if the wind catches it just right, you think you see her reflection in your screen, smiling, waiting. Will you keep listening, or will you turn it off before she notices you too?